I wanted to make my famous red beans and rice. This has been soaking overnight for about 8 hours. Now I'm pouring that into the pot. I notice if I try to get brand new water, my beans don't be as thick. So now I'm chopping, I put that on high, and now I'm chopping up my vegetables, which is green bell pepper, and you want to cut like a fourth of that off. And now I'm going to take an onion and cut like a small portion of the onions. I try to cut off a little bit of a slither, but that knife is not for that dense onion. So I decided to cut the bottom off to keep it kind of like a flat surface so it'll make it easier for me to cut. Be careful. And I'm just peeling that outer layer. I'm just getting those ready to go in a food processor. Just a small one I bought for like $10. So I got my processor, and I'm going to take the onion and put it in there. I was thinking about putting the green bell pepper in there, but I changed my mind, so I was going to do that next. So what I like to do is pulse it until it's in small pieces. Now take that and dump that into the beans, into the pot. And now I'm taking the bell pepper without the blade. Lord, I made this 10,000 million times and forgot the blade. So now I'm putting the blade in there. Do not put a big old piece of bell pepper in that thing. You have to tear it in half in order for it to cut the vegetable properly. As many times I've done this, I just do the same thing I did with the onion and dump it into the pot. Now I'm taking some Hillshire Farm smoked sausage, and I'm just gonna slice it up and then cut that slice into 4 or even smaller pieces. I like to have like little bite-sized pieces when I have my red beans and rice. If I had more sausage, I would do some of those slices, whole slices, and I'll do like another size, like a bigger size or whatever. If I had more sausage, half would be in the little small pieces and half would be in the bigger pieces, or just cut in half. I like to have sausage in every bite, but we just really want to cut up that sausage to flavor the red beans and rice. I strongly advise not to cook without my onion, bell pepper, or sausage, or my cornbread. I won't have it any other way, or my rice. I have to have those things or I will not cook it. But this is what I had on hand, so I made it work and it came out great. Because I usually use more sausage than it, maybe double it, like a pound. And I'm just gonna dump those in the pot after cutting those up to my liking. As you can see, it went from a high boil to a simmer. You want to simmer for at least an hour to 2 hours. It all depends on the cook of the beans, your preference. As you can see, I had to have my seasoning salt, and you want to sprinkle it, and you always want to taste it. You always want to sprinkle a little bit and then taste. But I decided not to taste it because I knew it wasn't enough. I just wanted to season it up just a little bit. I think for the first hour, I boiled it on high. Then I had cut it down to like a simmer for the last hour and a half. So here's the simmer, and I'm just stirring. And you want to season it to taste. You know, I always just season it to the taste that I want. I don't measure it. It's all the preference of you. You have to, but I highly suggest getting that 5th seasoned salt. If you like another seasoning, then but yeah, I just checked on it in this clip. I'm taking my spoon, my tasting spoon, and see what it's gonna taste like. This is just for me and my fiance, so I can double dip. Now I'm just adding some Tony Chachere's. I never usually do that, but I just wanted to try something. I always go back to the seasoned salt. You just want to stir that seasoning in. Now I'm tasting it again. And that's when the bean was kind of hard, but it was almost done. So I just let it simmer. While it's finishing up, I like to go ahead and fix the cornbread and my rice. So that's what you see me doing here. Like the last 15 to 30 minutes, you want to make your rice and make your cornbread. We love our Jiffy cornbread mix. I can make it homemade, just didn't feel like it. I'm just taking one of my little pans and putting the cornbread in. I would suggest getting like a smaller pan, because that pan will just make it a thinner cornbread. So I would highly suggest the corn muffins or a smaller pan. I think that's a 9-inch cake pan, and I would suggest using like an 8-inch or the muffins. I'm just gonna take that, put that in the oven for the degrees that's on the box. I just follow the instructions on the box. And now I'm gonna make the rice. I measured out 2 cups of water in a liquid measuring cup, and I couldn't find my salt, so I just used some Tony Chachere's. And you want to do 2 cups of water and 1 cup of rice. You want to bring that water up to a boil, then you want to add your rice. So I'm just adding the rice, and then I'm going to stir it in using the same spoon I used to stir the red beans and rice with. So to me, there's no need to get a new spoon, because you're going to eat red beans and rice. You're not just going to eat the red beans. You're not just going to eat the rice. You're going to eat them together. And you want to put the lid back on there. Bring it back up to that boil, and then turn it down to simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. And now I'm checking on the red beans and rice, because they're looking like they're done. Once it gets kind of starchy looking and no longer looks like that thin watery, it's kind of coating that pot when you stir it. Usually that means it's done. But I always get my spoon and taste a bean and taste the stock and see if it's the right seasoning and the right texture of the beans when you bite into it. And this is how red beans and rice should look when they're done. So delicious. Appetizing. Makes my mouth water. I love red beans and rice. My mom used to make this a whole bunch. And when I got older, I wanted me some red beans and rice, and did not know it was this simple to make. Baby, and these red beans and rice only lasted a day. Because I'll eat it for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. Then my fiance came, he ate half the pot. I was like, dang, when I won't give me some? You better not eat it all. So next time I'm gonna cook 2 bags. But it was delicious though.